I'm driving, but I am on the road to my mother's house in South Carolina. So I got a long way to go, about 3.5 hours. I just got on the road, but I figured I'm not gonna be able to look at you, but I figured I'd make a little quick vlog about what we've been doing lately, what's been up in our lives. But so yeah, my cycle did start. Today is cycle day 7, so it's a new cycle, and my husband and I are excited to start a new cycle because so this cycle I was actually planning to do my very first IUI, and some things came up at work that prevented me from going to my initial ultrasounds and appointments for the IUI, so I wasn't able to go. But you know, so next cycle we said no matter what, I'm just gonna go to my appointment. So hopefully I don't get in trouble. But it just, stuff always comes at work. It always comes up. Stuff comes up all the time, and it's just like I always put my personal stuff behind, because you know, like the Army is like, oh, mission first. You have to do, you know, you have to put the Army first, which is true. But eventually, you know, you still have to prioritize. Sometimes, you ever heard the saying like, you're gonna fail at something at least once a day, one thing. So some people are mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, employees. You're gonna fail, you know, at one of those roles at least once. I mean, you know, at least once a day. I mean, so one of those are gonna fail. So not necessarily do horrible at it, but you're gonna have to place one of those in the back burner. And but it's always been my personal life, and I just, you know, alter my life around what's going on at work. And I am getting out of the military soon, within the next year, but I do want to, you know, have a child while I'm in the military. For one, being that it'll be free. I can deliver. You know, I don't know I don't know what type of health insurance I have once I get out. So everything will be covered as far as like delivery and everything. I won't have to worry about paying no hospital bill and all of that. And then once I get out of the military, or while I'm still in the military rather, once I have the baby, I'll be forced to get back in some type of shape. It's like they'll force me to start doing, like, you know, working out 6 weeks after I have the child, after I come back from maternity leave. So I mean, and I want to get back right, you know, even if I don't go back right all the way. So I think that'll be exciting to have a child while in the military, even though I know it'll be stressful. It'll be a lot of stress while pregnant. But the military, once you get to a certain number of weeks, you can only work a certain number of hours, so they're forced to like let you leave after you got to those hours. So, and then you get to wear sneakers and stuff. You don't have to wear the boots. And once you get to a certain amount of weeks, you can wear sneakers. So yeah, so that's our plan. I actually went through and see how much I qualified for the discount. I mean, I just qualified for the 25% discount for military. So that's all I'll get. But what else? So the lady, at first when we went, so we did go to the doctor, and I asked questions about the IUI versus doing a medicated trying on your own cycle. And they said that you know, if we did an IUI, the chances of it working would be like the normal percent chances of pregnancy, which would be like 20%. And if we did timed intercourse with like a monitored cycle with like the follicle and all of that stuff, it would be you know, the chances of it working would be 10% versus the 20% with the IUI. And so, well, we've decided to do the IUI because, I mean, I was really thinking, but so the place is in South Carolina, but they have an office in Georgia, but their main office is in South Carolina, which is 2 hours away. And so, but I do all the other appointments, ultrasounds and all of that here in Georgia, and then I have to go to the main office for the IUI procedure. And but if I did the timed intercourse with the monitored cycle, then I would only have to do the appointments here in Georgia. And then that was, again, you know, one of those things I gotta, you know, think about the Army, because when I go down there for my appointment in South Carolina, it's 2 hours driving there. Then I gotta do the appointment, then I gotta drive all the way back 2 hours. And so, you know, that's really like 6 hours, like can't go to work type of thing. So I just feel like, you know, I always put, you know, sometimes you have to put your personal stuff first if it's not anything like majorly important. So you have to do that, and it's because eventually everybody, whether they retire or they get out after their initial commitment or whatever happens, you know, eventually you will be out of the military. You won't stay in there for your whole entire life. And you know, well, I don't want to say that, but eventually, if you know, in your life, at some point, you will have to get out of the military. So you have to prepare for that. And me having a baby is me preparing for that transition, and I think it's really, really important. I talked to my supervisor about it, and I had to kind of explain to him, you know, like once I start my medication, the medication is really expensive, and if I don't get a chance to do the IUI and I take the medication, you know, it's a waste of my money. So I need to, and I don't know exactly when I'll have to go in for the IUI. I can know about around what week or so based on my app, but being that it's a medicated cycle, you know, I could go in, you know, it could be later, sooner, I don't know, or whatever. So, and he said, okay, I understand. I just need for them to be, you know, to understand what I need, you know, so that it's not like I feel bad that I have to leave work. Because I do like to do a good job at work while I'm at work. Like I don't just try to leave and do stuff. I want to do a great job, and I want to be there and available for people if they need me. So, yeah, so that's what we are now. We are doing an IUI in the very, very, very near future. And if it doesn't work, then we're gonna try a timed intercourse cycle with the medicated monitored cycle. But what else? Oh, and I asked about the Advil over the phone. She said she didn't really answer it, but she said if you're going through any type of treatments or whatever, she wouldn't recommend Advil. You know, just Tylenol, and just stay away from any ibuprofen. So my first cycle, and I've been taking Advil since my cycle started, like since I was, you know, whenever it started back in 6th grade. So I've been taking Advil, you know, since forever. And you know, this cycle was the first cycle that I just took Tylenol. I went and bought some Tylenol, and you know, it worked. I still felt kind of like sick and nauseous throughout my whole like menstrual cycle, but that usually doesn't happen like when I take Advil. But yeah, so she didn't necessarily say like, say if I was just a normal person not going through any type of treatment or whatever, the Advil would be bad to take. She didn't say that, but you know, I'm just not gonna take it anymore, because this is stuff that I Googled online, you know, even though you can't trust Google, and none of them were like, you know, creditable sites. So I mean, you can only take it as like an opinion or just like, you know, their own personal experience or whatever. But I am not going to take Advil anymore or just stick to Tylenol until I'm done trying to have babies. So, what else? I can't think of anything else. So, yeah, this is cycle day 7. Me and my husband are, you know, still trying. We're going to try this cycle on our own. Next cycle, we are going to do an IUI. So, and I'll come back and show you videos of that, and hopefully it will be a successful cycle. I'm definitely praying and believing in God that, you know, it will happen in His time, and I'll pray that this cycle is it. So, but only God knows. So, and it's still up to Him whether or not I conceive. So the IUI is, you know, I'm excited about it. Next cycle, but I will, you know, come back to you if I have any other updates. Yeah, so I can't, that's it. All right, thanks for watching.